Okay, thank you for joining me. My name is Robert Newman. I am the founder of Inbound Real Estate Marketing, otherwise known as Inbound REM, and I'm going to talk to you today or tonight about Real Geeks. So, Real Geeks is definitely one of the most interesting real estate website providers that we can talk about. Real Geeks makes what is called a template website. Okay, template website looks like this. It just means that if I switch to other Real Geek sites, and that's what I'm doing right now, switching between Real Geek sites, they, for the most part, look the same. I'm absolutely certain that there are some ways to add some additions, because guess what? These guys have done it, and I'm sure there's an extra cost to doing that. Like, here's the map, here's another map. So these guys probably just asked for a custom map, and they got a custom map. So you can have a map here, you can not have a map here. These sites are beautiful, they're fast, and they're simple. I could go through all of them with you and do built with like this, and basically they are built with good technology that is designed to work efficiently on the web. It doesn't make them better than WordPress websites, by the way, which is something that people oftentimes surmise because they perform well. It just means that there's a technology company out there that builds these. In this particular case, it's not Real Geeks. It's a company called H3 Web Design, and they're on these home pages somewhere. I'll show you. There we go. Site designed by HG3 Websites. So what Real Geeks did was they established a reputation for building good real estate websites, and then they went out and they outsourced all of the building of the websites, and the web development company just basically committed to making these sites, and they do it well, and they do it fairly fast. And because they allow very few customizations, these are one of the few real estate websites that you can get built in a reasonably good time. What slows down the real estate website development process is when you have to make changes or clients change their mind, and the communication back and forth from customers to real estate website provider can oftentimes be weeks or months to try to get a conversation in about fairly simple design changes. So, having said all that, Real Geeks is owned by Jeff Manson. Okay, actually let me reverse myself. Real Geeks was owned by Jeff Manson. In July 25th of 2017, he sold it to Fidelity National Title. What that means for Real Geeks, I do not know. I'm a huge proponent. You can see here, and this is how I found out, was researching for my blog post that was going along with this. So I looked up the Bloomberg, and then there was a note that said, as of July 25th, Real Geeks operates as a subsidiary. So I looked up Fidelity, and they are a mortgage company that does indeed own a lot of real estate technology companies. So it does indeed look like that they sold the company, and they must have very deep pockets because their executives alone, just the people who operate the site, make $2 million a year, or operate the company. So they've got deep pockets. Anytime you start seeing salaries like this, you know that the company is a heavy hitter. All right. So having said that, how does it affect your real estate website? So let's cover some details. I have already done a really in-depth analysis of Real Geeks. I have a whole series of videos comparing Real Geeks with Easy Agent Pro. I am not going to go through it again. I've already got the dashboard. I did a 3-month marketing case study where me and a realtor drove traffic into one of these websites using pay-per-click. We spent about $3,000. He scored 3 sales that netted him about $12,000 to $15,000 in commission. The bottom line is that every case study, everything I've ever read, everything I've ever experienced says that these guys are one of the few real estate websites that come out of the box. You can direct traffic to the site. You will get leads. There's a great CRM in the back that will manage those leads for you, and you'll make money. You need about a budget of $1,000 to start using Real Geeks effectively. I'm using a national average, but there is a cost to driving traffic to Real Geeks. So when you do a search, like let's just call it, we did the case study in Alpharetta. which I don't even remember how to spell anymore, because it was all of 5 or 6 weeks ago. So we do Alpharetta, Georgia. We do homes for sale, and all these people on top are people driving people into. So here we go. So North Atlanta home team. This I think is my customer. Forgive me, Darren. I'm gonna cost you $1.50. Okay, so it looks like this. This is one of the big real estate web providers, but not Real Geeks. It is Boomtown. Okay, so that's Boomtown. So all these guys, and this is something that people bring up to me, which is with there being a handful of real estate lead generation websites that all use direct advertising, which is what you just saw me do. It's we see an advertisement at the top of the search results and we click on it. And the answer is, isn't that competitive and doesn't that raise the cost? And the answer is yes. This is not the best possible way to get traffic back to your site. So let's take a look at this keyword real quick. So let's just go Alpharetta. I should really have picked something. That I knew how to spell. Let's just do GA. Okay. So here's a really interesting detail for you that you need to know not only about Real Geeks, but about everybody that uses these kinds of websites. So it's just an estimate, but it's a good estimate. So do you see here where this says with clicks and without clicks? So somebody that does Alpharetta, Georgia homes for sale, 20% of the people that do that search don't actually click on a search result. So even though there's 700 searchers, we're removing 160 out of that right away. So then, when people are clicking on stuff, where do they go? So here we go. 687 clicks were generated when somebody does that click. 18% of those are going to the top of the page. 18%. The other 80% are going to the natural or organic search results. That's these down here that are not ads, which is why I'm an evangelist about SEO, because search engine optimization, creating a great piece of content talking about homes in Alpharetta for sale that is creative and is more than just a search result. Like this is just a search result. All these search engines, you think that they've got it locked up. They do not. And why? Because they're all serving the same kind of data page after page. There's nothing unique here. It's all search results. So if you created a page of information that talked about the area, but also had homes on it, you'd be creating a much better page than these. And then all you have to do is send some signals. Now, some of the time in real competitive areas, that's a problem. In Alpharetta, it's not going to be. So this is the limitation of Real Geeks and every other website of this type. Last but not least, with Jeff selling the site. So Jeff was the founder. I have run across him, competed against him since 2009. The guy was passionate, but he was also, I've watched, of his 70 posted videos on his YouTube channel, I think I've watched about 30 or 40 of them. And he's in them all. So if you want to learn about Jeff Manson, just go watch the videos on his YouTube channel. Why would I say that? One, you'll learn a lot about direct advertising. Two, if you ever want to use Real Geeks, these videos are the best tutorials you'll ever get. Three, you'll learn a lot about Jeff Manson. And four, you'll understand what I already know. He founded Real Geeks because there wasn't a good, inexpensive lead generation website available. There just wasn't one out there. So he made Real Geeks to answer that problem. But he's always said in his videos and everywhere else that his passion is selling Hawaiian real estate. He may not say it as directly as that, but he certainly infers it in his conversations. You can tell when he's having talks with other brokers all over the country that he's relating to them from a broker standpoint, not from being a technology CEO, which he is, of Real Geeks. So it is no surprise that he sold the company. And it would be even less surprise if he stays involved with the company, but transitions his role in a big way into something else, probably not quite as front and center. I would be So I would think he'd probably continue to do these customer-facing videos because they've been so successful. But I'd be shocked if he maintained his day-to-day role. I'd be shocked if Fidelity National wanted him to. I would suspect that now that they own a real estate SaaS company, software as a service, that they probably want to expand the membership and cross-sell their mortgage products straight into the Real Geeks platform. If I was the CEO of Fidelity National, that's what I would be doing. That's how I would be looking at it. The good news for you is, as Real Geeks customers, as these kinds of technology plans and changes, they take years to come to fruition. So you probably have anywhere from 12 to 24 months before you see significant changes hitting the Real Geeks platform. But I would be amazed if those changes aren't coming. Again, Jeff sold Real Geeks July 25th of 2017. All right, that's it. Please watch my other videos, my 9 other videos that cover Real Geeks. If you want information about the platform itself or how the websites operate, I have given that to you in detail. Thank you. One other thing, bloody hell, if you are enjoying my videos, if this is like the 5th one that you've watched, do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to my channel. These take me more, if I shared how long these videos and tutorials and reviews took me, nobody would believe me. They are so time consuming. So please show me a little love. Thanks.